What's up, Soul Fam, and everyone out there in the world? This is Untitled Chapter, and this is going to be a general reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury's for the second half of the Sun transitioning in sign of Libra. Now, the Sun is, of course, our actions, our ways of seeing the world around us, as well as correlates to our wants and our viewpoints. So it's going to be in the energies of Libra, which is cardinal air, initiating and creating new ways of thinking and communicating. And Libra itself was born out of the 7th house of how you relate to others and relationships altogether. Now, you, Virgo, are mutable earth, being mutable and adaptable to your own and other people's ways of thinking and being practical. And Virgo was born out of the 6th house of work, schedule, day-to-day routine, and health. Now, since Libra is on the other side of you, you're going to see the other side, as far as the sun signs go, you're going to see the other side of how, the more initiative way of thinking and communicating side of how you are mutable and adaptable with your own and other people's ways of thinking and being practical. And for the moon, this is what you're going to attract. So, with that being said, I'm going to shuffle these Universal Tarot deck cards a couple more times, and then pull 9 cards plus an overall from the Universal Tarot deck, and then I'll move on to the Waite deck to clarify the Universal Tarot cards, and then I'll move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me. So, shuffle these and I'll get into So the overall energy of the reading is the Strength card. So right now you are in a period in time of just remaining strong, moving forward during the second half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Libra. Now your first card is the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is talking about you being in a place of victory during the second half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Libra. So this is a really good card to see for you during this time. And your second card from the Universal Tarot deck is the Emperor card, which is Aries energy. So you could be dealing with Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or have Aries in your chart. And if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Libra. And with that being said, you are taking power and control of... Give me 1 second. Okay, Virgo, I had to be right back real quick. I don't know if there was going to be a cut, but if there is, that's why. Anyways, for your second card, like I said, is the Emperor card. So this is Aries energy. So you could be dealing with an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or have Aries in your chart. And if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Libra. Overall, though, you are taking power control over your life and what it is that you want and desire to do in your life during the second half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Libra. Now, your third card from the Universal Tarot deck is the King of Cups. So, with that being said, you are being emotionally grounded, or being grounded in your emotions, and I sense that you've been through a lot in your life and has to learn to be emotionally grounded. So during the second half of the Sun transition sign of Libra, you are remaining emotionally grounded during this time moving forward. Now with the fourth card from the Universal Tarot deck, you get is the Lovers card, which is Gemini energy. So you can deal with the Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or have Gemini in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transitioning sign of Libra. But overall, you are either dealing with a twin flame or a soulmate, or you listening to your higher self. I will have to clarify this when we get to it, but you're either dealing with one of those three. But like I said, we'll clarify this when we get to it. So moving on to the fifth card, which is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is you going after and communicating about what you want and desire in your life during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Just don't be over assertive, or don't be too what's the word? Pressuring towards others when it comes to what you want and desire in your life during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Now, for your sixth card from the Universal Tarot deck, you get is the Judgment card, which is Scorpio energy. So you could begin with the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or have Scorpio in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. But overall, you're rebirthing an idea that you once had in the past, moving into the present, moving on into the future during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Continue to put energy work into this set idea, especially if it's for your highest good and the benefit of your well-being as well. Now, moving on to your seventh card from the Universal Tarot deck, you get is the Devil card. So the Devil card is Capricorn energy, so you can begin with the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, or have Capricorn in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. But overall, you are either indulging or dealing with fear. Keep in mind that fear is nothing more than less than a sphere of reality, by you as a spirit being no thing, no shape, no form, just your own space, creating and agreeing with thoughts and feelings, specifically negative thoughts and feelings. So instead, create higher perspectives, positive thoughts and feelings about your life and overall situation and circumstance moving forward during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. And don't let these fears get in the way or deter you from going after what you want and desire during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Now, your eighth card from the Universal Tarot deck is the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. So you could be dealing with the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or have Scorpio in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. But there is a sense of transformation and death and rebirth. Death is just transformation, and rebirth into after death is going into the new, after old things dying or you transforming. So there is a sense of transformation going on in your life during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Now, your ninth and last but not least card from the Universal Tarot deck is the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is talking about you already have planted seeds and you're waiting for these seeds to grow in a trial and error phase as well. So that being said, this is also a card of wanting you not to be impatient. So don't be impatient at this time during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Now, let's clarify these cards. Starting with the overall, and the overall is clarified by the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, clarifying the Strength card, is saying that through your optimism and you being independent and passionate, going after what you want and desire without caring about, well, not really not caring about others, but not really letting others' thoughts and feelings deter you from going after what you want and desire. It is putting you in the energy of being strong during this time of the Sun transition in the second half of Libra, okay? Which is also a very attractive energy. Now, moving on to the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, which is towards Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius energy. So you could be there with a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn. And if you're not dealing with one of those, these energies you may have one of these energies in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra, but you also may be on the cusp of Leo and Virgo as well. But overall, through these new cycles and changes, whatever cycles that you're going through is putting you into a place of victory during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Now with the Emperor card is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is talking about being financially sufficient and independent, and having independency in the material world. And through this energy is helping you take power and control over your life and over what it is that you want and desire to do in your life overall during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Now with the King of Cups is clarified by the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is talking about you passionately going after what you want and desire while learning along the way and giving birth to new vision. Not going after what you passionately want and desire, giving birth to new visions while learning along the way about said visions. Since all pages are about they come with a sense of stewardship, this is helping you remain emotionally grounded by you focusing on this vision that you've envisioned for yourself while you're learning away about said vision that you have envisioned for yourself during the second half of the Sun transitioning sign of Libra. Now the Lover's card is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is talking about you planting seeds once again. Like I said, with the first Seven of Pentacles, with this, as you can see here, he is waiting for these seeds to grow. So while you're waiting for things to grow into fruition, don't become impatient while doing so. But you're also in a trial and error phase. So if it's since it's clarifying the Lover's card, you may be in a trial and error phase about a soulmate or flame connection, or you listening to your higher self and using that trial and error energy moving forward during the second half of the Sun transition sign of Libra. Now with the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords is clarified by the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is talking about you sharing with others. So you are dealing with nostalgia and being memories of the past, but since it's clarifying the Knight of Swords, I feel like it's the former of you sharing with others and sharing what you have to offer to the world, and which is putting you into that energy of going after what you want and desire and communicating about what you want and desire during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. Now with the Judgment card is clarified by the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is talking about you being, again, grounded in your emotions. As the King of Cups does not become the King of Cups, like I said, with the first King of Cups, without having to go through hardships in the past. And so I sense that you've been through a lot of hardships in the past, and this is becoming, or this has made you learn how to be emotionally grounded in your emotions. But from this grounded energy, you are giving rebirth to an idea that you once had in the past, implementing it in the present, moving forward during the second half of the Sun transitioning sign of Libra. Now with the Devil card is clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is talking about a decision that you're having to make and you're juggling within you about this decision that you have to make in the material realm, but it may be putting you into a sense of fear. Remember that fear is just fears of reality by you as a spirit in no thing, no shape, no form, creating and agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. So instead, create higher perspectives and positive thoughts and feelings about the choice that you need to make and choose what's best for your highest good in the battle of your well-being, moving forward during the second half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Libra. Now with the Death card is clarified by the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is talking about you taking leadership over a vision that you envision for yourself. What this King of Wands also will drop what he's doing if he does not see it come to fruition. So again, like the Seven of Pentacles, don't become impatient with what you are doing. But since it's clarifying the Death card, through this leadership over this vision, you are going through a transformative period of time during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. So, now moving on to the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Wands. So, the Four of Wands is talking about you being in a very happy home during this time. But, and through this happy home, you are having the ability to go through a trial and error phase, as well as planting seeds and waiting for them to grow into fruition during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. So let's move on to the Moonology Oracle deck, see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me to end the reading off. So the first card from Mother Moon to you through me is full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So the end of a tough cycle is approaching for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. As we can see here with the Four of Wands, you are in a trial and error phase. You are planting the right seeds, I feel like, especially with this card being here. And you are one with the changes and going after what you want and desire in a very passionate way, as we can see here with the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords, communicating about it as well, and Page of Wands. But overall, the end of a tough cycle is approaching for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. And your second card from Mother Moon to you to me is full moon in Aries. A fiery climax approaches. So a fiery climax is approaching for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Libra. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing in the present moment, and know that a fiery climax is approaching for you during the second half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Libra. Apologize. The third card and last but not least from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle is beginning, or a new romantic cycle begins. So I feel like this level card right here is talking about a relationship, either a soulmate or a twin flame, and you're in that trial and error phase, as well as seeing what's coming out from it. But know that a new romantic cycle is beginning for you during the second half of the Sun transitioning sign of Libra. And that doesn't have to be always a romantic relationship. That can just be a relationship in general, either platonic or business, or whatever. It can be a romantic, but overall, in the connection, a new romantic cycle is beginning for you during the second half of the Sun transitioning sign of Libra. And with that being said, that will be all for this general reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury. I hope this helps. I hope this brought clarity or aided you in any way. Shout out to our whole soul family. Shout out to Dola the Pilot Man. Y'all be blessed. Know that you'll never be less. Y'all take care and peace.